Hello everyone, this is Paris. Welcome to BudgetHolics. In today's video, we're going to talk about how making more money might keep you broke. In other words, we'll talk about lifestyle creep, how and why it happens, and some tips to combat it. If you're interested in personal finance, investing, and wealth building, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This helps me immensely with the YouTube algorithm, and it's a free way to support the channel. Also, if you think that somebody might be suffering from excessive spending as they start making more money, feel free to share this video. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Very simply, lifestyle creep or lifestyle inflation is the process by which, as you make more money, you start spending more. This is the reason so many people keep living paycheck to paycheck, and the reason so many people are not only combating their debt, but increasing it. Very simply, consider making $40,000 a year and spending $30,000, and then you suddenly get a raise and make $50,000 a year, and now you're spending $45,000 a year. Traditionally, when we talk about inflation, we're really talking about the purchasing power of your money. When you're talking about lifestyle inflation, you're talking about what you can buy with your current income regarding to what you want/need. And this is the first distinction one needs to make. In our everyday spending, luxuries are often considered necessities and wants are disguised as needs. Increasing how much you spend is not always bad. If your diet consisted of microwavable foods and then you get a pay rise and start eating healthier, although this is lifestyle inflation, it's not bad. You're spending more money to have a better quality of life and better health in this case. However, as you start making more, you stop buying at Walmart's and start purchasing organic foods from Whole Foods. And I'm focusing so much on food because it's the little expenses that are the trickiest. Then you graduate to more expensive items such as branded clothes, which when you buy give you an instant pleasure, an instant sense of gratification, an instant shot of dopamine. Then as you make more, you start buying more expensive cars and you move into a more expensive house. Lifestyle inflation is particularly clear in the lives of young professionals in their late 20s or early 30s as they progress in their career and they start making more money. In different stages of your life, you might start spending more for different reasons. Some interesting figures here: 80% of people who win the lottery go broke, and the majority of NBA players lose all of their fortune and maybe go into debt after retirement. But this is so counterintuitive. You make so much money, you get handed a free ticket, and suddenly you waste it all. If those people cannot handle their money, what hopes do you and I have? Thankfully, our generation is more aware of excessive consumerism, and with integrated concepts such as sustainability and protecting the environment in our lives and everyday purchases. But here's also a list of tips that I've used and I've found particularly useful when trying to fight off our spending instincts. Firstly, and I've talked about it a lot in this channel, you can check out my previous video on the top right and down in the description. Now, there are a lot of ways to make a budget. You can do so using a spreadsheet such as Excel. You can use your banking app. For example, I'm using Revolut, which is a free online digital bank that offers a budgeting service. You can sign up to Revolut using the link down in the description, or you can just use a pen and a paper. When budgeting, a good practice is to divide your spending into categories. So returning to our example with your wage increasing from $40,000 to $50,000 a year, distribute this extra $10,000 towards the already existing categories. A good practice is to only allow your spending to increase by a smaller degree than what your salary increase was. For example, instead of increasing your spending by 10K, try only increasing it by 5, 7, or maybe not increasing it at all. Secondly, you need to have clear financial goals. The first goal to have is start paying off debt, especially high interest rate debt. Afterwards, you can put more money towards your savings and your emergency fund and contribute towards your retirement. Saving towards large, important purchases such as a house is also a good reminder of what you can do with the extra money. For example, instead of having enough money for a down payment in 5 years, your wage increase could afford you the new house in 3 years. The next tip is to always live below your means. Always try to spend less than what you're making. And if you get a raise or you get some extra income, just put it aside for important goals. Now, not everybody wants to be a financial minimalist, and this is completely fine. As long as you have set your financial goals, this shouldn't be a problem. Fourthly, surround yourself with like-minded people. And I split this tip into two categories. The first one is your partner. Find a partner that shares your goals and make sure you are on the same page on what you're spending, why you're spending or not spending money on a particular category, and the reason you're planning your finances. This isn't the most romantic topic that may come up in a relationship. However, if you've set a clear goal and you're both working towards the same goal, this will go a long way towards also strengthening your relationship. Partner aside, the second group is friends and family. In other words, people you hang around with. Make sure you don't get peer pressured into excessive spending by friends and acquaintances. Now, I'm not saying that your friends that are spending more are materialistic. They might just have different goals than you in life, or they might just be making more money than you. However, if you're clear about your objectives and you're clear about what you're comfortable spending on entertainment, going out, drinks, and so on, your friends will also respect you for this. You might also inspire a couple of them to start planning and better managing their finances. In which case, share this channel with them. I've been a person who has said no to many activities just because it wasn't worth it for me. And sure, this drove some people away. However, the ones that stayed are the ones worth hanging around with. Finally, don't overlimit yourself. Being too focused on the future might deprive you of some small everyday pleasures in life. While it's good to have a 5-year or a 10-year plan, or even consider where your life is going in the next few months, living in the present and enjoying life should not be underrated. You might end up regretting things you haven't done, experiences you haven't savored, and life choices that ended up making you miserable. In other words, do spend your money and splurge on things that really matter to you. What works for me is spending my money to create experiences and memories with others. Whether that's your partner, your friends, your family, that's money well spent. But you should ask yourself, what gives you the most joy? How can spending money make you happier? After all, money is just a tool. To give you an example, last August in 2020, my partner and I planned a trip to Zante or Zakynthos. We spent around 2,300 euros for 10 days in the island, and to this day, this is the best money I've spent. Yes, better than stocks and crypto. The reason is that it was refreshing after being apart for a long time due to lockdowns. We created memories we'll both, I think, forever cherish. And this might sound cheesy, but investing in people, and especially a lifelong partner, is the best investment you can make. Now, all that being said, I'm not a certified financial planner or advisor, and these are some of my experiences and my thoughts on how you can combat lifestyle inflation and lifestyle creep. If you find this video useful, if you derive any value from it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, let me know down in the comments if you've experienced lifestyle inflation and if you have any other tips to combat it. Until we meet again, don't stop investing. Cheers.